Good morning. This is Jyoti Mukul, and we have with us Dr. Praveer Sinha, CEO and Managing Director, Tata Power. He would be talking to us on the important issue of climate change, and he will also be talking to us about the recent coal crisis and whether companies like his, who have heavily invested into generation capacity, be allowed to sell openly in the market. Welcome, Dr. Sinha. So climate change is one of the issues which is confronting the global community at present, and we have a COP26 coming up in November. From the perspective of a power producer, which also has a substantial coal-based capacity, what do you think are the key issues which need to be tackled, both at the government levels as well as at company level?
I think the agenda is very clear that climate change is for real. It is happening now, and we need to take corrective action very quickly. The type of changes we have seen globally that has happened, and also the changes that we see in India in terms of the cyclones that have been coming on both on the west coast and the east coast. Also, the monsoon, where the monsoons have been very high in few places and below normal in many other places. And also the precipitation that takes place is also a very large quantity of precipitation in very few days rather than being spread over the 2-month or 3-month period. Now, when we talk about the factors which impact the carbon emissions, the biggest is the heating and cooling that takes place. And this is for all types of businesses, all types of homes, and all types of industries. And there is a huge necessity that how we can bring this down. And nearly, I would say, 50% of the carbon emissions is happening for the heating and cooling purpose, for meeting the heating and cooling purpose requirement. The second area is, of course, power generation, which is about 20% globally, which is used for producing electricity, and about 30% is the mobility, the transportation sector. And there is a need now that all the three who contribute the maximum for carbon emission take corrective action. From power sector perspective, they can play a very, very important role, especially if they move away from carbon-based generation to non-carbon generation, whether it is hydro or it is solar, wind, storage, biomass, biogas. Right now, we are about 30% is non-carbon generation, and we will become 60% by 2025 and 70% by 2030. And we are the only company in the country which said that we will become net zero carbon by 2050. But it may happen much before that because we expect our existing power purchase agreements to get over by 2040 and or 2041. And we expect that the useful life also will not be much more than beyond that. So we are definitely looking at a very, very aggressive target to reduce our carbon emissions. And our target is that we become a net zero company, maybe by 2045. And that's where we are working towards. We will decommission many of our coal-based plants as and when they complete their PPA term or complete their useful life. And we will only make all fresh investment in the non-carbon generation. And that will, of course, be in renewable and areas like storage and hydrogen. I also want to mention to you that when we are talking of renewable penetration, we are also trying to cover a lot the mobility part of it. So all over the country, we are putting up now EV charging facilities, which will support the mobility that will happen. And this is not only in cities, but also intercity travel. We are started a very ambitious program from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, the 3,600 kilometer stretch. We will have EV charging facility right across and at each pit stop between cities, starting from Srinagar onwards. We will have intermediate points where the charging will take place. So I think we will play a very, very critical role going forward in ensuring that we provide clean energy and abundant of clean energy to the consumers in this country.
Isn't it a bit ironical that recently, despite all the push towards the renewable sector, recently there was this whole coal shortage situation because of which non-power users of coal were denied coal, and there was a whole debate around the health of power distribution companies, whether they didn't pay on time and therefore the generators did not stock up coal. So how do you look at this whole situation in India?
Coal stock in the power plants was less. And this is primarily because during monsoon period, many of the coal mines, they get flooded and mining becomes a challenge. And so also the transportation of coal through rail becomes a challenge. This is something which happens every year. This is not something which has happened. Some years the impact is more, some years the impact is less. And also this happens in winter months when we have a lot of fog, especially in northern and eastern part of India, where the movement of rakes gets highly impacted. So the solution to this is that pre-monsoon or pre-winter, if stocking can be done. This, of course, was the case in many years when the power plants were doing that. However, in last few years, the power generating companies have been under tremendous pressure because the payments that they are supposed to get from the distribution companies have not been coming on time. And in spite of the fact that there was a bailout package and during COVID period. So that is another area where the improvement has to happen. Of course, the COVID did not help the distribution companies in collection because many of the people could not pay during that period because their businesses were impacted, their household incomes were impacted. Right now, the country power sector is going through a transitioning. It is moving from the existing conventional generation to renewable generation. There are few blocks which have still to be filled up, especially the storage and the option of storage is not only battery storage, but also thermal storage or mechanical storage, or even hydrogen can be used as a storage fuel. So I think there are a lot of things that needs to be done. There is a lot of investment that is required, and there is a lot of technology and R&D required, especially in storage and hydrogen space. To make this infirm power firm will be a challenge going forward. But I'm sure that the way the world has come together in finding solutions to the global challenges, they will find a solution which is a cost-effective and a scalable solution which we can use in the country.
Dr. Sinha, there's this one of the points which came up when this crisis was there when it started happening, the coal shortage, was to allow a company like yours and Adani, which have put up huge capacity based on imported coal, and they be allowed to sell in the open market, in the spot market, the electricity. In India, typically power projects come up on long-term power purchase agreements, and under those agreements, they cannot sell in the spot market. So do you think it is time to transition to a dynamic electricity market where these kind of issues do not crop up, that there is a capacity idling and there's a shortage of power?
On a specific case, there are some imported based plants who have certain terms and conditions with the procurers. Today, the global prices of coal has gone up so much that it is absolutely unviable for these companies who have a fixed price agreement with some of the procurers to generate and supply to them. The underlying losses will be huge. So because of that reason, these plants are not able to operate and supply power, which has actually led to the shortage, because the procurers who could not get power from these plants are buying through the exchange, and exchange works on demand supply. So if there's more demand and less supply, then it is obvious that the rates will go up. And to take care of this requirement, the Ministry of Power had suggested that till such time this situation improves, and to bring more power in the exchange, let these imported coal-based plants be allowed to operate and supply it through the exchange, and let everyone buy it from the exchange, so that there is enough availability of power in the exchange, which can be bought by either the procurers, existing procurers, or even other procurers, and thereby bring down the overall cost of electricity through the exchange. So I think this was more of an interim solution that was being found. But now going forward, this can be a permanent solution also, that whenever there are certain aberrations in the market, especially if the prices become unviable and the generators are not able to supply to the procurers, they be given the flexibility to supply through the exchange, so that the balancing requirement of power can be done, and it does not lead to unnecessary hike in the cost of power through the exchanges.
Thank you, Dr. Sinha, for talking to Business Standard.
Thank you, Jyoti, and always a pleasure to speak to you.